Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, my fantastic family and friends? It is your boy, Mr. Dominique, aka the Scorpio King, right back at you with another episode of Dom's World from right up top. You know the routine. You got your world, I got mine's. And this morning, chop, 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 chop. We are chopping up paranormal activities. Yeah. Do you believe in paranormal activities? Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in the supernatural? Do you believe the demons exist? All right, in a nutshell, that's what it's asking you. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about the paranormal activities of the world, the ghosts, the those that live in the spiritual realm and yet somehow can interact with this physical world. Okay, those who are dead and gone. Do you believe in all of that? You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about this morning. All right. So it's one of those conversations is either for you or it's not. Chop, chop. So do I believe in paranormal activities? Do I believe in ghosts, demons, the supernatural? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if you've been following my content, it's probably a no-brainer, right? Of course I believe in the supernatural. I believe in the good and evil. I do. Um, Now, definitely growing up as a kid, I grew up with a family that believed in it as well too. So it was definitely passed down to me. I grew up as a kid believing in ghosts and demons. You know, my parents believed in it. I believe their parents believed in it. My aunties, my uncles. You know, just I don't know anybody in my circle of life growing up that didn't believe in the supernatural. So it was normal to me. It was normal. And once I became an adult and I was able to make that decision on my own, I still chose to believe in the supernatural. I still feel as though I've experienced things in my life that have led me to still believe in the supernatural and that world is real and it actually does exist. So let's dive into a few things, family. So this ain't, I don't have any notes for you. We having a conversation here this morning. We communicating and we talking about the supernatural. I'm gonna share a few experiences with you on why I believe in it. Um, First of all, like I said, growing up, I didn't know anybody in my circle of life who didn't believe in the supernatural. Um, and uh, a couple times in life growing up, I feel like as though I believe I told this story one time, but we lived in this house that, I just felt was just haunted anyway as a kid, and maybe most kids feel like, any big house with dark rooms, a basement or an attic is probably haunted. Any kid probably feels that way. So, but definitely as a kid, I felt like the house we lived in, I grew up in, had some ghosts in it. And I believe I told the story one time of being asleep, and I remember taking my bed and kind of scooting my bed over to the point to where it covered the closet door. My bed covered the closet door, and then I went to sleep. And somehow in the middle of the night, I ended up waking up to seeing this green light in my face, like this very dark green light. It was pitch black. It was dark. We were all asleep. But this light was dark green, not a light green. It was a dark green. And I got a bad negative feeling from it. And I instantly hurried up and covered up my eyes like this and put the cover over my face and just went, tried to go back to sleep and just tried to not even think about it. That's all I remember. And the thing that was the craziest about it was when morning came, my bed was no longer in front of the closet where I had moved it to go to sleep. So I always felt like the green light I saw came from out of that closet, which is why I even covered it to begin with, because it was just something about that closet at night when it was just pitch black in there. It was just something felt weird about what was in there at nighttime. And so that was an experience I had as a kid, and I never, ever forgot that. That always stuck with me. Um, a lot of times just hearing things and getting that feeling, Like your skin begins to crawl when you're in certain places. Even as a kid growing up, when I would be in a certain room by myself or somewhere by myself, you just get that eerie feeling. And I'm even growing up, I was one to never like to be in complete darkness alone for very long. I could go to sleep in the darkness. I could walk into a dark room, but I'm cutting the light on real quick. I'm gonna leave a door open or something. I never just been comfortable complete darkness for a long amount of time, for a long period of time. I'm not gonna panic or nothing if I'm somewhere and the light's shut out, but just if I can turn the light on, I'm gonna turn the light on. I'm not just gonna sit in darkness. But family members who shared experiences with me, even from my brother to my sister, and even my mom and dad sharing experiences with me that they've had. So I definitely believe in the supernatural. Now, that's some of the reasons why I do. Now, let me share with you. I've shared with you before how I'm a fan of horror movies. I love horror movies, and I can watch horror movies and laugh at them. And, if they scare me, then I'm going to actually give it a hand clap, because horror movies aren't scary. They're just more entertaining than anything. But the only horror movies that actually do mess with me mentally are the ones about the supernatural, have been the ones about ghosts or demons or something like that. Like, and my friends know this. We laugh about this to this day. Like, honestly, the very first Blair Witch Project, the original Blair Witch Project, that movie's jacked my head up for about a good 2 or 3 months. Like, when you have the mindset like I have, chosen ones, deep divers, so when I saw the very first Blair Witch Project, and I watched that movie alone in the dark in the basement with just the TV on, and so this when I was younger. I was like in my early 20s. That movie to this day is still in my head. That was, whew. So I could see why some people can't handle horror or scary stuff. That movie did some damage to my head back then. I had to really undo that work. That movie messed with me. And then Stir Echoes. I believe it's called What Lies Beneath. And then it's one more. Oh, the very first Paranormal Activities. Like, these are movies about the supernatural world that just, man, the very first Paranormal Activities, I watched that movie and literally went home and slept with the lights on. For the first time, I remember I left all the lights on after seeing the original, the first one, Paranormal Activities. That something about stuff like that, man, people getting possessed, because the people do get possessed. And that was, if you ever, the original Paranormal Activities, the first one, it's probably like 5 or 6 of them now, but the first one, man, that and the Blair Witch Project, man, those were just something else, man. So when it comes to the supernatural, because I believe in the supernatural, those are the only kind of movies that really, sometimes make me go home and sleep with the lights on. All right. I just wanted to share that with you. Now, let me make sure I give you something to take with you before I close this out. Okay. I told you this one's really a deep one, but I'm going to try to always end it on a deep note. Some of you experience dealing with the paranormal right now. Some of you may live alone. You may live with somebody, and you may feel like you're experiencing ghosts in your house or demons in your house or whatever. Here's what I've found, family, because here's what I come to believe, and it may work for you, it may not. I'm such a strong believer in God, such a strong believer, and I'm comfortable with my journey and where I'm going, that even now these movies have no effect on me. You know what I mean? Like, I can watch these movies, and even if I still choose to sleep with the light on, it's just because it got me that night. Whatever. I'm just a human being, so, so the movies can still get you. But if I feel like there's a ghost in my house, I'm not worried about a ghost. I do believe that a ghost in your house, you live in a house that you feel like there's a ghost in it, doesn't mean it's a bad spirit. Doesn't mean it's a negative spirit. And if there's a ghost in your house, there's nothing to be afraid of a ghost in your house. There's nothing to be afraid of just a spirit being in your house. If you don't feed any negative energy to it, it has nothing to feed off of. There's all sorts of spiritual, and positive stuff in my house. No matter what, I've always been this way. There's going to always be, positive pictures and quotes, and the energy is just that way in my house coming from me anyway. So if there's an evil spirit in my house, it's going to have a hard time trying to make it and survive in my house. One thing I did learn from the paranormal activity movies is a evil spirit can only do and only be what it is if there's evil in the house, which means that the humans that live in the house, you have to feed it negative energy in order for it to start to manifest itself. Okay, so evil spirit in your house, if it's there, if the spirit in your house is evil, it can't be evil until you feed it some evil energy, some negative energy, until you even pay attention to it to begin with. See, if you got any spirits in your house at all, they can't even begin to manifest themselves until you acknowledge them. Until you start to acknowledge them. Until you start to breathe life into them. Other than that, they're just there. Like if I feel there's a ghost in my house, then okay, it's just there. I have a dog, and sometimes when my dog, he'll start barking. And then, my girlfriend, she's like, what is he barking at? There's nothing in the house. Like, why is he barking? And he's looking at something, I tell, she say, he's barking at a ghost. It's a ghost. And I'd be like, okay, well, okay. If it is, it is. I don't have, personally for me, I don't have any negative feelings. I'm not getting a presence of evil. Now, if I was getting the presence of evil, then that's a different story. That's a different story, and I'm going to have to deal with that accordingly to that. But I'm not getting a presence of evil around me or within the house. So even if stuff getting knocked down, things are happening to make you feel like there's definitely a ghost in your house, don't feed into it, family. Don't feed into it definitely, with negative energy. If there's evil people in your house, if the person in your house has a lot of negative energy, and if that person is evil, then that spirit is going to latch on to them. If there's a spirit in your house, it's going to latch on to them for sure. Because especially a spirit of evil, it needs negative energy to survive. I always crack jokes in my house about, ghosts or something like that. I always say, hey, that ghost looking at me like, I wish he'd get up out of here. I wish he'd get up out of here. I can't do nothing to him. I can't do nothing with him. And that's how it's got to be. So I don't care if it's a negative energy or not, but it definitely doesn't feel like a negative energy. Definitely. So I just want to say that to someone who quite possibly may be dealing with a ghost or something in their house, and they're afraid, and things like that. Even times when I lived alone and I felt like there was something in the house, that's also the beauty of keeping a dog too. That's another, I'm not going to lie to you. That's one of the reasons why I always kept a dog, because they say dogs can see spirits. And sometimes, if my dog is barking at a spirit, at least I'm aware of it. And the spirit is aware that my dog is aware of it. You know what I mean? So that's why it's good to have a dog if you live alone. If you feel like you live in a house that's haunted, get a dog. You'll find out real quick when you see a dog just barking for no reason. It's actually looking like it's barking at something. But like I said before, when it comes to paranormal activities, you got to be intuitive with yourself, in touch with your spirit. And if you feel a negative and an evil presence in your house, then you got something that you may want to deal with. And I can't help you there. I'm no expert there. But personally, for me, I don't feel an evil presence in my house. Although I do think there's a ghost in my house. I think there's some kind of spirit in my house, but I'm not getting a negative vibe from it. So therefore, hey, He gonna have to enjoy my company because I ain't going nowhere. And I assume he ain't either, so we live together. It is what it is. All right? If you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for all notifications. Like and share your boy videos. I am Mr. Dominique, a.k.a. the Scorpio King, saying peace and one love, baby. Hey, check this out, family. It is our recital this weekend. My kids been working hard all year from September to now. It is performance time this weekend, so wish me luck. Wish us luck. I'm looking forward to it. I'll return back here Monday morning to tell you all about it. Have a great weekend. Keep your vibrations up here. I hope y'all enjoy yourselves like I hope to enjoy myself at the performance this weekend. And I really hope that the kids enjoy themselves. Y'all stay blessed. Your boy is out.